Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. I am Army Piper, and we had a smooth start off today. Fingers crossed. Let's keep this going. Shout out to everybody in the chat, guys. We got some CPI data this morning that came in, a little inflation data, better than expected. And so overall, the markets are feeling a little pumpy. We are hitting a little bit of resistance right now on Bitcoin. This chart here, look. We talked about that level. We talked about it. It's the 50% fib overlapping with the dynamic reactor. That's where we're getting our rejection from right now, guys. We're going to have to watch it all, see what's going on with it. But yeah, we're going to break it all down today. We got a lot of X marks the spot. Holy cannoli, holy balls. Alexander G. We have a lot of X marks the spot to go over today. So I hope you guys are ready. Take your seats, get your notebooks out. You guys know what time it is. Class in session. I'll see you on the other side. Let's get it. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. If you guys are new here, we take the show, we get data, we aggregate it, we analyze it, we assess it, and we tell you how are the markets probably going to react to this. And so far, so good. But yeah, if you guys are new here, welcome to the Piper Academy. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and if so inclined, smash a like. But right now, OC's got some stuff going on that he's doing over on the on Chart Prime right now, so he's not available. Might be coming in later. We'll see. Man, I look a little fuzzy today. Let's go. There we go. There we go. Let's go jump in the chat. I want to talk to the people. It's Friday, man. It's Friday. We can hang out with the people. I love it. Alexander G's in here. I appreciate you being here, lady. Hart, Lunar Beaches Crypto, dropping all the pipers. I appreciate you, bro. What's up, dude? The battle goes on, continues over in the Discord with BC Port Corp and LBC, and I'm loving reading it all. Great friends and having healthy debates, so which is awesome. Robert Mulligan's in here with us. Appreciate seeing you here. Who else we got? We got David Gelfriend. What's up, David? How you doing? Welcome. I'm not sure I've seen you here too often, but I think I may have seen you before. I don't know, but welcome. Glad to have you here, man. Usernames in here, working and lurking. We got T.I. Joe, I believe, is in here. Yes, he is. He said LFG. He loves effing, I don't know, grapes. I don't know. What's up, T.I. Joe? Bingo Bango. I knew you were here because Bingo Bango was dropped in there. What else we got in here? Harp, said your name. Crypto, Average Crypto Joe's in here with the CJ Taylor, my bro, my actual brother. True story. In here with this Brave Dave saying good morning. And I saw Ninja Glock up there on top. Appreciate you guys all being here. Crypto Lady. What's up, Crypto Lady? You decided not to lurk today? You're going to not be a secret stalker in chat? You're going to just let people... If you guys don't know, Crypto Lady is part of the chart hackers community, and yeah, it's awesome seeing her. So over here with us, joining us this morning, Little Fish. I got to tell you guys, I got to get something off my chest today. I was over watching Alex though, like one does in the morning. And I was, because I watch him every morning while I'm prepping the show. I listen in and I talk to the people, and I love it over there. So I even have my own emoji. Why would I not be there? Anyway, Alexander G, much love to you. Much love to you. I appreciate you dropping 5 Piper Academy memberships. Crypto Lady, we love you too. I love you. Yeah, who got them here? Oh, look, CJ Taylor, my bro, got one of the memberships because he's not in my Discord, and I didn't give him access. I don't know why. But yeah, he got one. All set. Also picked up one. Infinite Team TA. That's awesome. And Red Nugent Crypto Blood. Let's go, man. Alexander G. It's like you sprinkled those into like old friends here at the family of the family. I love it. That's awesome. Anyway, I'm watching Alex though this morning, and we I hate name dropping, but anyway, a particular person that I've sent you to on occasion. And I like the guy overall. It's I'll just go ahead and say it because brutal honesty is a thing. Dano Crypto, love the dude. Okay. However, he's had some rough times trading We know this because we've seen his posts and stuff like that, right? And then like, so he's on this anti-trading rampage, and I'm all for that. Look, if you're not having good luck trading, maybe you need to step back, reassess how you're doing it, your approach, your strategies, and then you can re-enter into the market, right? But just because you flipped on how much you want to trade, or if you want to trade at all, or if trading is bad, doesn't mean that you need to attack people for trading. And I feel like he was walking into a smoke shop, like a smokehouse, like a brisket smokehouse, right? And then sitting in the seats and telling everybody that eating meat was bad and eat veggies in the middle of the restaurant. So yeah, I had to make a comment about it. I don't know. I love the guy. But yeah, if you can't trade because you have no risk management, then you probably shouldn't be trading. But it doesn't mean that other people that want to learn to trade shouldn't be trading. So yeah, that's all there is to it. But that's it. That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. I just had to get that off my chest. It irritates me, like don't go into somebody else's house and put your feet up on their furniture and say F your couch, and then expect to be treated like a guest. That's just not how you do it. Grunk, what's up? How you doing? Jenny for the blockchain. Appreciate seeing you there. Bro, he's been commenting some great videos. And yesterday he commented on one of the ones like midstream. He's like, at this ticker mark, what the hell? Yeah, it's interesting stuff. Let's go jump in on the Bitcoin chart. Let's talk about that. And then we'll go get in on this news because, guys, Chart Prime nailed it again. I'm just saying, let's go jump over to the chart and take a look at it. All right, look at Bitcoin. Look, guys, dynamic reactor. It was the previous resistance, and I said, watch for a rejection here, right? This was on Monday, I believe I said this, and we got rejected right down to it. Where to? Back to my golden pocket. And now, again, and I think I even talked about this on Chart Hackers on Wednesday. Crypto Lady, let me know when we were over there in the hackers community. Did I talk about this moving average, the dynamic band here, the dynamic reactor coming into the 50? I'm pretty sure I did. But yeah, look at that rejection beautifully on it, and down it goes. So looking at this area right here, this is a value area low. If you don't know what this is, it's coming off of this fixed range volume profile back here, and there's kind of a gap there. So while that, yes, that is the 70% threshold, guys, I would expect that we're probably going to head back down to about 109.5 if we lose that level. That would be yes, I did. Okay, perfect. I thought I did. I don't usually miss Chart Prime indicators telling us where the danger zones are, but that would have been an amazing short. Of course, I was prepping for the show, so I never get to trade in the morning because I'm always prepping everything for everybody else. But that's okay. It is what it is, as my mom used to say. Yeah, watching this here now, it does look like we're getting oscillator ribbon flipping back over. Money flow, let's check out the money flow. Money flow coming back down also. That is that little pink wave. And you can see it's just kind of rejecting off that zero line over and over and over again. Couldn't even make it there this time. Not looking too strong there on that. We really need to get above this level. This 112,260 needs to become support. And that's the level that's on the thumbnail. Why is that? Because if we don't get above that, that means we're not above this. And that level there, guys, is coming in right there about 113. That is your bull market support band, which has now become our bear market resistance band. You can also see right under that daily dynamic reactor. Again, dynamic reactor saying you shall not pass. So, but yeah, we need to get above that right now. If we don't do that, I very much expect that we're heading down to 101,450. And if we don't hold that, then call your mom, tell her you love her, because we're about to get ugly in this thing. Yeah, that's what I'm watching there on that Bitcoin chart. Let's jump back over, check out the chat, see if I missed anything. Then we'll go jump in on the news. Chat cam. There we go. We have no OC today, so I'm all alone. I'm all alone and not afraid. JR, hey, welcome, Crypto Lady. What's up, JR? How you doing, man? Where to go and how to go there? What's up, JR said? What's up, JR? How you doing, man? I dropped a short in Piper Academy, but it got stopped. But I'm still in it because I'm not greedy. I'm not a greedy ninja. That size is small enough to add multiple times and still only be at 1% risk. Good job, JR. Yeah, JR crushing it over there with some trades. Let's go and jump in on the news. We got a lot of stuff to break down over here. Let me get this all resized. I typically do this while OC is doing his TA, and I gotta flow it all on my own. That's okay. Let's go jump in on the news. Looking at the news here, guys, into the Cryptoverse metrics today. Crypto risk indicators, we're sitting at about 28.1. What about the crypto market cap? That's a great question, Piper. Crypto market cap right now, total sitting at $3.738 trillion. Current trend on this is sitting at 4.5524, and we are undervalued about 17.87%. Ihachi Tobias, my chart prime brother, what's up, man? If you guys don't know, Hachi has been around since I teamed up with Chart Prime way back in the day, like months after Chart Prime launched. So good to see Hachi here. How's Germany, man? Is it cold? Undervaluation right now, 17.87%. It's better than that 20% we were almost at, but not really getting up there where it needs to be. If we had just shorted every time it came within the 5% range of the median, we would have been just awesome. Let's take a look here. Bitcoin risk levels. We're sitting at 49.6%, just under that 50% risk band. I want to show you, we don't typically, when we're bullish, we don't typically, and I'll just pull it in here. Reset Zoom. Let's do this. Let's just look at this period here. Okay. Had our 70% wristbands back here, okay? And then we take profit, 30% profit. We don't spend too often here, okay? I mean, this is a couple of months, but down in this range, in this 40 to 50% range, we don't spend very much time down in there. And that 40 range is where we are right now, 49.6. Look, here again, don't spend much time back there. Not spending much time back there. What I want to point out is when we have spent longer than comfortable back there, when was it? Let's go see. Well, this one here took us all the way back into the 30s, okay? Didn't get out of it, went in the lowers. Up here, we came back into the 50% range and then into the lowers. And these are 40s. This is a 50s right here. There's our 45. See here how we lost it, and then we went into all of these 30s. These are wristbands, guys, and so you multiply your dollar cost averaging in these wristbands. So if it's a 30, it's times 4 or whatever. If it's 4, it's times 3. So we don't typically spend a lot of time in there. If we spend too much time in there and we start to go lower in the 40 wristbands, guys, it's very likely that we're heading into the 30 wristbands, and it's very likely that we're going to head into the 20 wristbands, and it's very likely we're going to head into the 10s. And if you guys don't know what that would mean for your DCA, all the way down there in that 1, so you got a 30% take profit, 30% take profit, 50% take profit. So now you're 80% out. And then your last Hail Mary there. This is a 1X, a 2X, a 3X, 4X, 5X, 6X. Now, we don't spend a lot of time down in that level overall, typically, unless you got FTX stuff going on. But yeah, if we start to go lower on that band, if this 49 becomes a 45 and then a 43 and then a 41, it is likely we're heading lower and this cycle is done. If we are not doing that and we're making these levels that go higher, see, look here, we went into red 49.3, okay, 47, came back up into the 50s again, came down to 44. You see how it hit these thresholds and it would bounce again, just like we did back here, where it was a 51 and then it goes 46, 48, 48, 47, 44. And we started getting this line here of risk numbers. If we don't see that, then likely going lower. If we start to see that, this is going to be that time where when we get back up in here, you're celebrating because you had 3x DCAs for weeks down here. And that's the Piper plan. That's how it all works in our Discord. And if you guys got a membership here on our thing, then yeah, you on our YouTube, then you have access. Mickey said, let's not forget in 2020, Bitcoin did not move together with NASDAQ when they printed. Took 6 months for that money inflow. Now the ETFs and all of that is instant. Compare SPY and Bitcoin 2020 and now. Yeah. NASDAQ, I think because of the tech side, the degens running into Mag 7. I mean, let's be honest. It seems insane to not invest in the Mag 7, right? It also seems insane to invest in the Mag 7. Alex O Crypto, what's up, bro? I talked about you at the beginning of the show, just so you know. It's insane to invest in a Mag 7. It's insane to not invest in a Mag 7. Why do I say that? We were talking about numbers yesterday. Let's go back to over here. See, I'm just going to talk with you guys today. We're going to hang out in BS. Yesterday I was talking in our Discord with LBC and BC, and I said, if you look at the top 1%, okay, the top 1% own currently, I think it's like 40 some odd percent of the entire stock market, the entire Wall Street by the 1%. If you look at the top 10%, meaning 2 through 9 or 2 through 10, the other 9%, they own 87% of the stock market. The top 10% do. If you look at that stock market itself, almost 50% of that entire stock market is the Mag 7. No joke. So, degens and the top 10% are what's running everything right now. And the top 10%, don't get it twisted. They will sell on you in a heartbeat. They don't give a damn about you. Retail will get scared, and while they might think that they're diamond handing, they will sell on you also because they get scared, and so they're like, I can't lose any more money. So, yeah, right now, I will say, crazy to not be investing in, the Bitcoin or in the Mag 7 because very likely going up higher, right? But I also think that it's crazy to continue to put money in something that is way, way, way pumped up right now. I think it's like 22. Let me know, BC, if you're in here. Is BC in here? It's like 22 to 30% or 30x over its total valuation of corporations, the last thing I saw. But yeah, I digress. Yeah, no way the stock market gets manipulated. It's such a small pool of holders. That's funny, Wick. I love you, bro. Big Wick energy. All right, let's go talk about this. How about alt season? How are we looking there? Alt season sitting at 44.44. 4. It's a sign. Yeah, we're at 44.44, very far off on that 75% band to put us into alt season. When will the government shutdown end, Poly Market? Let me know. November 18th. Eric Wallen's going to get mad because I'm doing this.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
He said you got to quit using that soundbite. It messes with your algorithm. But yeah, that's November 18th. That's when we are expecting the highest percentage likelihood that the government shutdown is going to end. And you know what? There might be some truth to that. Because I want to come up here and take a look. Look, this just came out an hour ago. Breaking: the White House says there will likely be no inflation report next month. What? You know why you don't get an inflation report? Because the government's still shut down. What in the actual double HE hockey sticks? You know what? OC, what the hell? They're talking about no inflation report next month, which would mean that we're still talking about a government shutdown in November. Your thoughts on this? And welcome. We missed you. How you doing?
Thank you. So sorry, last minute thing that I had to do something in
No worries.
but
we covered
everything
it.
doing fantastic. Well,
they got story time with Army Piper. That's all.
Oh, love it. So I don't know. I'm just thinking that they're having 2 months vacations there, and we're just stuck here working. I don't know. Happy Friday, by the way. So no inflation data. Still, I believe that we can get some information out of the market. You've been an expert doing so. Let's scratching all over the place and squeezing that information out. That's fantastic.
I've been trying to, man. I've been digging. Alex O said He keeps showing like archaeologists like digging through and like brushing off stuff, and he's like, "Yeah, that is Piper looking for data. Friends come and go, family is forever." You know it, bro. Alex O, my bro, man. Dude, if you guys, I'm sure all of you guys know who Alex O is. Like, if you don't, what rock have you been living under? But yeah, dude, that man is salt of the earth right there, just so you know. And I will never ever stand by and let someone bash him or his livelihood. So yeah, I got you, Alex. I got you. Um, A to Ace, I made it all in the end, but I'm here. I hit the like button. The like button? Did you turn on the lights? He turned on the lights, OC. The like button. I know what I mean. All right, let's go finish the news, OC, and we'll come back to you. I've already done the breakdown on Bitcoin today, but we're going to go into a higher time frame, and then you can pipe in. See what I did there? With anything that you might have that go on top of that. So, all right. Let's go take a look at what else we have here. I'm going to skip all this because this is the CZ story, and it's good. It's juicy. How are we looking on fear and greed? We're sitting at 30 right now. It's still in fear. On Ethereum, 36, still in fear. The CPI inflation data this morning, guys. Breaking U.S. Labor Department published a rare exception, meaning the government's not open. There's no one here doing this, but hey, we're going to make a rare exception. Here's your CPI data, which evidently Trump says we will not get next month now. CPI inflation report during a government shutdown. September CPI inflation rose to 3% below the expectation of 3.1. Core CPI inflation fell to 3% below 3.1. It was a cooler than expected inflation, but still sticky. I actually posted a pretty good thing on it. Let me go home. Go to Piper. Go to that guy Piper right there. That dude. And then look, he's live right now. We should follow him. Anyway, it says CPI report September 2025 actuals. Headline CPI year over year was 3% versus the estimation of 3.1. Core CPI year over year was 3% in line with the estimation. Month over month CPI was 0.3. Core month over month was 0.2. CPI though rose to 324.8, up from the 323.98 in August, meaning overall the aggregated may have been lower, but we were still seeing some inflation. It's steady but sticky, still above the target, below the fears. And so that's not really a spot that matters in the grand, the grand scheme of everything, right? It doesn't matter because we have man, hey, I gotta ask you guys this. I'm so curious about this. You guys know who Bethany Allen is? If you guys know who this is, drop a one in chat. Great lady. I've actually talked to her. She's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart and an angel. But I have to wonder. If you don't know, I'll tell you who it is. Anybody? Anybody? Can anybody tell me why? It's Ben Armstrong's ex-wife. They're going through a divorce. And she's absolute angel. All the stuff that Ben Armstrong did, aka BitBoy, that was her and her kids. Sweetheart of a lady, but she don't work. I gotta ask, if BitBoy was hurting on cash so bad that he had to ask people for money and everything, what is she living on in that big nice house with those kids and not Pam, love it, DJ, and not having to work? Now she's got a field that she worked in before. She was in like administrative education administration, but she hasn't gone back to work. She just sits around and drinks coffee and reads books all the time and wears PJs. So I got to ask, how much money did BitBoy actually hide? Just my random thoughts with RB Piper. Let's keep going back to the bookmarks. The money he asked people for. Exactly. He is a professional grifter. All right. I saw her there and it's every time I see it, I'm like, I need to know. I need to know. Yeah, let's talk here. Reasons for CZ's pardon. Yeah. If you guys didn't hear this one yet, let me put this on. OC, we're going to bring you up here with me, bro. News is all over the place today. Friday is just in total disarray for today, bro. This is why CZ got pardoned. If you guys don't know, let me go up here. Let's talk about this first. All right. CZ. Do you guys know CZ got pardoned yesterday? Backstory to CZ's pardon. November 2023, Binance and CZ pled guilty, $4 billion plus fine. March 2025, Trump, WLFI, World Liberty Financial, launches a stablecoin called USD1. March 2025, $2 billion investment into Binance from MGX. May 2025, $2 billion investment was paid for in USD1. Convenient. And then May 2025, CZ admitted he applied for a pardon. October 2025, CZ gets a pardon. Result, USD1 is backed by treasuries. This yields $60 to $80 million a year for World Liberty Financial, so long as Binance doesn't redeem the $2 billion in USD1. Called pay to play. Crime is legal. Yeah. So let's go listen to this video, and then we'll come back and talk about the other sketchy trade too that took place with this.
People say that, are you talking about the crypto person? A lot of people say that he wasn't guilty of anything. He served 4 months. People say that, are you talking about the crypto person? A lot of people say that he wasn't guilty of anything. He served 4 months in jail, and they say that he was not guilty of anything. That what he did, well, you don't know much about crypto. You know nothing about nothing. You fake news. But let me just tell you that he was somebody that, as I was told, I don't know him. I don't believe I've ever met him. But I've been told by a lot of support. He had a lot of support. And they said that what he did is not even a crime. It wasn't a crime, that he was persecuted by the Biden administration. And so I gave him a pardon at the request of a lot of very good people.
Yeah, that happened. And then check this one out, guys. Remember the Hyperliquid well that shorted the market and made $190 million 1 minute before Trump tweeted? Remember that? Well, a Polymarket account linked to it's called Big Winner 01 placed bets that ZZ would be pardoned, looking like obvious insider knowledge. Look at this. Look at this. Will Trump pardon change? This dude made $56,000 off of that. This is the same guy that did that Hyperliquid. Guys, I don't know who this is. But something's amiss. OC got the tinfoil hat on. What do you got for it, bro? What do you got?
Dude, not much. I mean, this 4G, 5G, 7G, whatever G is getting around us, man, is just floating the room right now. Dude, what about insider trading, dude? I don't know, man. It is just so. This is not.
Do you guys miss the good old days? Do you guys miss the good old days of Nancy Pelosi? Can we go back to the good old days of Nancy Pelosi?
At least they needed to show off what they were doing, man.
You know nothing about nothing. You're fake news. Yes, that's what he said, Alexandra G. You don't know about crypto. You don't know anything. You don't know nothing. You know nothing, Jon Snow. Just in, Coinbase and Ripple and Gemini, oh my, listed as donors of President Trump's $300 million White House ballroom. I'll just leave it at that, man. Okay, hey, I have a question. How are we doing construction on a ballroom right now at the White House if the government shut down? I priorities are effed. Is AI replacing U.S. jobs? Got to talk about this too. Job numbers. That's the data we haven't gotten, guys. But I keep looking for stuff, and I found some stuff on job numbers. Don't worry, I got you. We got the inflation as an emergency report. Where's the emergency report on how bad jobs are right now? Since June 2023, the largest increase in unemployment has occurred in occupations with the lowest exposure to AI. The lowest exposure to AI. So AI is not taking all these jobs. They want to chalk it up to AI. Why is everybody losing jobs? Oh, it's AI. No. The largest increase in unemployment has occurred in occupations with the lowest exposure to AI, rising by 0.8 percentage points. At the same time, professions with the highest exposure to automation from AI have increased 0.7%. So is AI causing job losses? Yes, but not even at a 50-50 rate. 0.8% on no exposure or low exposure, 0.7% on those with exposure. This is followed by a 0.4 percentage point rise in fields with the second, third, and fourth lowest exposures to AI. That indicates that while AI may be contributing to the labor market slowdown, it is not the main driver. When cracks appear in the job market, new hires are often the first to feel the pain, which is the case this time. Labor market weakness is only partially due to AI. And then what else we get? Target cuts 1,800 corporate jobs in its first major layoff in the decade. Came in from Tim Warren, but I also have an article about it. I could bring it up if you want it. Anyway, he's not wrong there. This happened, 1,800 corporate jobs. So yeah, at the end of the day, guys, I doubt that these corporate jobs were having, exposure to AI. Or much. So we're seeing that, labor market weakness is continuing to happen. And that's not a good thing because inflation, while it came in better than expected, where are you? Where are you, inflation? We'll just go over here and talk about it. Where's it at? There it is. While it came in better than expected, it was not gone. It's not running down. I know it has nothing to do with the government shutdown, but I know it's donated money. However, should that be a priority instead of whipping, getting out the whip and cracking it to get the Senate and the Congress in there to talk and reopen the government? We got a serious problem coming November 1st, guys. We're going to talk about that in a second too. It was hyperbole, R.S. Miller. It was hyperbole. Looking here at core inflation, yeah, it may be coming down, but it's not gone, guys. At the end of the day, what we're seeing here on inflation is that it's sticky and it's not going away. And how do jobs look? Well, jobs look craptastic too. So, look, Michigan 5-year inflation expectations, 3.7, came in at 3.9. Inflation's not going away, and we're seeing more job losses. So we're not out of the woods yet. And I hope people understand that. Let's go talk about gold. What's gold looking like? Is this fresh? Is this new? Are you fresh and new, sir? Here, I love gold.
I love gold.
Gold is at 41.40 right now, $4,140. It's down about 0.11. Silver's at 48.54. It's holding pretty strong in those ranges there. Of course, copper, platinum, and palladium. Platinum was green. I was getting ready to say OC. Platinum's the only green one here, and it flipped red before I could even get it out of my mouth. It said, nope, I'm red too. Sorry, wrong sign. It's like he held up a sign. I'm green. Oh wait, no, sorry, I'm red. Wrong side. You ever watch those shows where they have to hold up their answers and they go lock in your answers, and then that person right at the last second to change it out? Yeah, that's what it just did to you. Oil is up above $60. That's a good thing. $62.09. Overall, though, S&P, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, all up today, up 0.75 to a full percentage to the upside. Russell 2K, your small caps, up 1.6%. The VIX down below 17. Might be a day for a move, just saying. Get that Friday pump going. Of course, it is Friday. We know Trump likes to tweet right at the last minute there. CPI inflation data, yeah, we already talked about that. We beat that drum. How are we looking on a chance for a rate cut? Well, it looks like right now, 96.7% of 25 basis points. We now have a 3.3% chance that we do not get a rate cut. I think we do get one now overall. And then if you haven't heard yet, JR, I'm sorry. Trump terminates all U.S. trade negotiations with Canada over Reagan tariffs TV ad. Have you seen this ad that Canada ran, dude? Let me go see if I can find it here. It's pretty funny. Canada. Let's do Canada. There we go. Search. Latest. I want to find this ad. Where's this ad at? Canada ad. There it is. I don't know where's this ad at. Do you know? Anybody in the chat? Do you know where this ad is at that they played? I saw it earlier. Now I can't find it. But yeah, he's terminated all negotiations. The Ronald Reagan Foundation has just announced that Canada has fraudulently used an advertisement, which is fake, featuring Ronald Reagan speaking negatively about tariffs. Yeah, man, I'm going to find it. Before it's all over and said and done, I'm going to find it for you guys. We'll get it up there for you. But yeah, OC, how are we looking on gold? How we looking on some altcoins, and what's your thoughts on Bitcoin? Because I pretty much gave a good breakdown on it, but I would like to hear yours. I told him, look here, just so you know. I said, look, there it is. Rejection, dynamic reactor in the 50. We talked about this all week long, and now we're heading down. Told him we're probably heading down, back down to the golden pocket. But what are you seeing? Let's talk about anything that you're seeing on Bitcoin right now, and then gold, and I guess a couple of alts. We got time. Let's go.
Let's get it. All right, so we got a couple of things playing out in that one. It's also CRO USDT. I want to go over that, but let's first get started with gold, because gold has been looking pretty good still. Let me go over here 1 second, and of course I lost it, but should be right here. All right, come on, gold. Here it is. All right, perfect. Love it. Let's go. This is where we left out. Still not dropping that much or far beyond what we were expecting or looking into, right? Again, it's following the same structure pattern, right? Especially this one here, as we talked about, right? The pump, dump, and then trying to make that flag, but in reality it is a range, right? So far, going and riding that dynamic reactor, something important that is happening. We already have our peak performance diamonds in here, and seems like we could be going for a little bounce right there. So already the target is almost being hit. In fact, it has been hit right in here. But we're going to ride with this one here because we have a secondary bounce to the upside, and we're almost about to flip back bullish, right? Something important is just get rid of this thing so we can see through. And I'm looking at my oscillator, and look at that. We had a little bit of a goose hit, and right now we're pointing upwards. That gives me enough faith to actually look for that crossover and maybe do some money flow back and forth like this, which will give me another run up like that, and then a possible actual dead cat bounce somewhere around 4,275. So gold's still looking great. I mean, when it wanted to dump, it did dump, but it's staying strong in here. Guys, also very important, if we start losing the dynamic reactor, it's not a panic sell, but then I'm going to be looking at 3,800 ish zone. All right. And that's because that will transform this range into a bearish flag, or even into a flat positive bearish continuation.
Do you have
all
a
right. So
flag?
the only do I have flag? Absolutely. And there we go. Basically, we have everything right here for a possible flat path, a flat pulse of bearish continuation. That is because we have the pole, we have the reversal, and we are ranging. So despite this is the best case scenario, the first scenario right here, I would say the most probable scenario would be at least making a little bit of some sweep of the low. So let's wait for these to cross over first, or have a rejection on the zero line. And if you have the rejection on the zero line, well, then do not engage for long and wait for your better entry, which is going to be lower right down here. Let me see. For some reason, TradingView is just being TradingView at me today. It doesn't want to show my
Quit being a
indicators.
jerk, Trading View.
Yeah, story of his life. But another thing is that there we go. We're still holding that 70% loud order block, that bearish loud order block. So how many touches will still hold? That will be the question. But if we lose it, we're looking at 3,800 ish area for the next entry, which is not gonna be a pretty picture, but we'll see. Keep your eyes on the oscillator. Taking a look at CRO. Yesterday we were talking about CRO possible breakout. Here we got it. Let's go to the alert. Where is CRO alert? Come on.
You're muted, OC. Don't mute yourself.
Thank you.
You have to unmute. You can mute yourself to cough or sneeze, but then you have
And
to
then unmute
unmute
it.
yourself.
Oh, really? I thought it was automatic, man. Not just kidding, but I always forget to do that. But here it is. All right, perfect. Now I can see it right here. Let me just move this on top. And well, we were talking about a CRO possible breakout. As you can see it, well, it happened right there at 23:28. So 11 a.m. 11 p.m. right at the night, at the midnight. And well, what happens? We were expecting a breakout, retest, a possible continuation. I think we're gonna get that possible continuation. So remember, we were talking about, hey, breaking, make your entry, right? And then almost round tripping it because of how fast this thing moved. But I'm gonna be looking for the next entry, basically in right now. So let's call it out. So this is gonna be the first entry of the weekend, and I hate weekend trading, but it is what it is. And right here on the support, I'm just gonna stand it a little bit below or past this little wiki here, and I'm gonna be looking for my next target. My next target is gonna be TP1 right here for 0.8, so not looking that great for risk reward. And then my next target is gonna be right there at 1.83, 0.1526 for our secondary target or our main target. As always, 1/4 of an entry. That's because right now we're not trusting the markets. We're not trusting the altcoins. Do you want me to keep going? I have a couple of other ones like Solana, ADA, Ray, and AVNT.
We'll go back to those. I found the ad, and then I also want to. I did not mean to start political stuff. We'll talk though. We're going to talk in a second. Let's go take a look at this here. This is the ad from Canada right here. This is what's causing this whole trade deal shut off with Canada.
When someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time. But over the long run, such trade barriers hurt every American worker and consumer. High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries and the triggering of fierce trade wars. Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs. Throughout the world, there's a growing realization that the way to prosperity for all nations is rejecting protectionist legislation and promoting fair and free competition. America's jobs and growth are at stake.
There you go. That's what's caused it all right there. That's the one. So all right. So let me address something here. The big issue with the government shutdown. Why, if you guys don't know, most people aren't even like aware of what it really boils down to. It boils down to $1.5 trillion that the Democrats want to allocate for the American the CARE Act, the ACA, okay? Also known as the Obamacare. There's a tax credit, right, that is available for that. And it's $1.5 trillion. And the Republicans do not want that in the bill because they said that that will be used to fund health care for illegal immigrants. The Democrats say no, that is not the case at all. That $1.5 trillion that you're denying is what is used for things like Medicaid and stuff like that. And they're both right. However, when they say there's no way, only covered people, only Americans, non-legal immigrants do not get coverage under ACA. But the problem is that a lot of these cities and states identify individuals that are currently under asylum seeker process but not approved as covered persons by immigration law. And so covered persons is a loophole for that ACA $1.5 trillion to be used on. So it's really just a back and forth over $1.5 trillion that a fraction of will be used for illegal immigrants versus Medicaid. And so at the end of the day, everyone's getting hurt because of it, and nobody can agree on it, and nobody can reopen the government. That's what it really boils down to. That little tiny piece. What is the impact of it all? Impact of it is things like SNAP EBT, WIC, stuff like that. I guess WIC is now Snap anyway. Is not going to be available on November 1st. We're like 7 days away from approximately 2.5 million people not getting, or is it 22 million? I don't know. It's up there. I think it's like 40 million people might be on yeah, it's like 40 million people are on subsistence assistance of some type for food. And so that includes like single moms with 3 kids that's, scraping to make it out here in this world with all the inflation prices. And they cannot yeah, it's not just poor people. It's all kinds of people. So they're not going to be able to get their SNAP benefits and the EBT. And so you're going to have people that are not getting food on November 1st. It's a reality. Matter of fact, there's already some videos out there of people responding that my family will eat no matter what, and you've all been warned. And that's the reality of what happens when you mess with people's survival chances. It's they identify as a threat, and their pronouns become F around and find out. So, but yeah, they need to do something. They need to get this reopened. The $1.5 trillion and illegal immigrants using our healthcare. Sure, that's a situation on its own. Why don't you tell them, look, we'll approve the $1.5 trillion, but we want this lettering in here that covered persons needs to be redefined, and move forward with that instead of fighting over this $1.5 trillion and giving nobody anything and causing a very dangerous situation for the country and a very sad situation on the reality of food availability for those that need it the most. Keep in mind, most of your elderly are on fixed incomes and rely on those same benefits too. So, but yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. Don't fight. You guys get along. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. I love you all. Everyone's got their own opinions on this stuff, but at the end of the day, we need to fix it. So, OC, that's all I got there. Let's jump over and let's check out your altcoins. I just had to get things off my chest. It's Friday, guys. I told you I'm on one today. Dave Digital earlier said Piper woke up spicy AF today. I kind of did. OC, what do you got for us, man?
Absolutely. So let's check it out. This is the trade that we just opened right now. We are in profit, so let's bump it. Remember, as soon as we have our first candle body in, wick in the green, we're going to be moving our stop to entry. It's still 1/4 of a position. We should be barely in profits right now. And let's see how far can we go. Remember, your first taking profits or early taking profits, it's at 0.1491. And your next target is going to be at 0.1525. As always, leave that last 25% in of your original trade, just in case we have a Hail Mary target being hit. All right, so let's go over AVNT, AVNT. And the same thing happened. Look at that beautiful breakout. There we go. We're looking at this area. In fact, we had the same. There we go. AVNT at 8 p.m. my time, right after the show, having that breakout. There we go, with strength. And well, coming back down for a little bit of that retracement. As you can see, we hit it to the T. In fact, we were looking at this area of resistance. So it's not about the breakout. It's about the retest, a little bit of a flag. And then, do you have a flag? And then off we go. I love that flag meme audio, man. Really like it. So what up next? All right, do you miss the train? Don't worry. This is not then they're going to start longing, right? Remember, we try to long coins before their movement, and sometimes we catch them, sometimes we don't, but that's part of the process. So something that I struggled when I started trading, it was saying, hey, how this influencer, I mean, they already moved, right? Why I did not pick out that one? And then the other 10 other videos that I watched this show, it never moved, right? It's part of the process of investigating, right? So we look for a coin, we look for the structure and look where it's going to be breaking out. And then we add our alerts, and then we react on those alerts. So long story short, it is, hey, keep an eye on somewhere around, I would say, 10 different coins, all right? 3 of them, make them meme coins, not financial advice, especially not on the meme coin thing, all right? But keep track on those, and then when they have a perfect structure, that's when you start looking for a long position. Very important on your meme coins. Those are because we all like the casino game gambling, right? So if you're gonna be jumping into those meme coins, those 2 or 3 meme coins, separate a little bit of your profits, all right? Not money. Let's get it. And then add it to those plays. Remember, control your leverage, control your position size, and control your stop loss, right? So talking about meme coin, we also have, if I'm not mistaken, a useless alert. Was I just asleep? Because that was like, yeah, I was asleep. I thought I saw a useless alert. Nonetheless, I want to go over useless. So let's go check that out.
Bro,
Here it is.
this token's useless. Useless.
Yes, absolutely. Quite literally. So I was expecting of a farther move to the upside, like a little bit of a dead cat bounce to fake out and then come back up. But we have our peak performance diamond at the support, right? This is what I was telling you guys. So we keep an eye on assets, right? Assets that we believe that they're going to be moving. We make our quote unquote prediction, which is not a prediction. It's an educated guess based on previous information, which is speculation. And look at that. Despite it did not happen exactly as we were expecting, look at that. The actual movement played out very, very nicely. That's why we wait for confirmation. What is our confirmation? Peak performance diamond, flip of the ribbon, big support areas. And well, there we go. We had the trend line right in here, bouncing off of it. There you go. It's not about the breakout. Well, in this case, it's neither the breakout or retest. Where we're coming back for the retest, but now breakout retest continuation. So the continuation was capped by a dead cat bounce, right? So it was not as high as we were expecting up in here, right? But let me just remove this alert. But we are getting a little bit lower. The interesting part in here on useless is that technically we're breaking through a triangle. Technically speaking, because I can still manipulate a little bit of that trend line. Let me show you how. So, for example, if I just said, hey, well, this has 1, 2, 3, 4 touches and we haven't broken it, well, I can do something like that, or even do something like this, right? Going for this one. So we're going to stick with this other one. We are seeing a symmetrical triangle. And remember, the gold is not on the 50-50 chances, but it is in actual these trend lines that we see in here. And when we have a breakout, maybe one candle retest, and then off we go. So looking for a possible short on useless, but look like we have a lot of support, which tells me, there you go, that we might have that 1 or 2 candle bounce back up for a further continuation. We're going to be looking for TP number 2 and early profits in here. And maybe, and just maybe, I might just hold this one all the way till here. So looking for a possible short. So let's go for that next short position as we break out. All right. So breakout retest. So not on the breakout, on the retest. And we're going to be aiming for this movement right here. As always, we need to set our alerts. So alerts on breaking point and alert in case it's going the other way around in here. I will be, again, trading the breakout retest continuation. That's on useless. AVNT, of course, we already have gone through it. CRO, we are hanging in there. Solana, it's been a good trade. So it was making a fantastic look at that. I think that is going to be F Solana today too, because we were hunting for this short. Perfect entry right here, I would say, making some profits. And then when everything was clean and clear and losing that money flow, spike out of a stop loss. It is what it is. So we should have taken 50% out of this trade, which should be covering for whatever next trade we're gonna be opening. Why? Because remember, we also had our first body candle right on the green in here, or if you missed that one, your first body candle right on the green in here. So moving your stop to entry would be a must. So taking 50% out on this one and stopped us out at profits. So what are we going to be doing, for example, with this little money that we got from Solana? I would say that we can start looking at, I don't know, like useless, or we can start re-putting into Ethereum. So hashtag F Ethereum, because it had the same wicking action, very scammy action, and it's looking bearish. So yes, we are on dynamic reactor, but it's very, very thin, that dynamic reactor. I think it's time for me to clean this up. And we're losing the zero line, something important that I would actually call out the bearish state of this and actually make it, quote unquote, make it respect, I would say, this possible trend line that it's been forming here. Well, then it's going to be the flip of the ribbon. Let me also bring this up because we're having low strength on the bearishness, which means ranging. All right. We're also going to be looking for that flip of the ribbon, and that flip of the ribbon could actually come all the way down here. So that's the next area I'm going to be looking into. JI, how do you have the same trade as me? Really? You got to be kidding me, man. That is fantastic. You are fantastic. Oh, yeah. You're one of my epic members. Look, yeah, absolutely. I actually secretly go into the Piper Academy Discord. You should be joining it. And JR is sharing everything that he does. So I secretly go into, hey, what is JR trading? I'm going to do the same trade. Just kidding. But yeah, I know. But by the way, don't miss on that one. We are there trading. We also are there sharing a lot of information. And also, if you want a good debate, you can check out BC Port Corp and Lunar Beach's crypto discussion. Always great points to be made on both sides of the discussion.
Absolutely. Hey, check it out, man. Check it out, OC. This is crazy. Look at this AMD chart. You guys remember we talked last week about the AI plays, right? Look, right now we got NVIDIA's up 1.33 today. There's NVIDIA trying to find support and move its way back up. But look at AMD, dude. Holy crap. Look at that breakout. Matter of fact, over here, breaking shares of AMD extend the rally to 7% on the day and rise further into record high territory. The stock is now up 60% in October alone. Who had October? AI had October. That's who had October. Maybe we'll see it for us. I don't know. How are we looking on the Bitcoin chart? I got to go look. Yeah, we're still fighting with that value area low that I talked about earlier, guys. Check it out. Still fighting with that. Trying to hold it as support. I do think we're going to come back into the golden pocket, though. I think that's going to happen. It's going to happen. Shh, just let it happen. All right, guys, that's all we got today. OC's got to go over and do a class for Chart Prime today, and it's Friday, so I'm going to let you guys all out of class early so you can go and spend some time with your loved ones. Hey, I got a question before we go, though. Is anybody here in the Dallas area that is going to be impacted or affected on November 1st? If you are, I open my door to you. We'll have things. You can have Thanksgiving with us. I promise. Let me know. I don't know if there is. I don't know if anybody here lives in the Dallas area, but I'm here for you. So I know it's going to be a rough month for those people that are impacted by that. So yeah, my wife's probably in there right now going, did my husband just invite somebody to our house for Thanksgiving? I did, babe. I love you. But yeah, OC, of course, if you ever want to come up here, I promise I have AC even in the hottest days of summer. Funny story there too. But yeah. So yeah, absolutely, guys. If you guys have gotten anything out of today's content, please smash up that like button. I appreciate you all being here, and share this out with a friend. We're going to be here every Monday through Friday, just looking for the data so that you guys get something, right? And have some type of direction on bias, right? That's what it's all about. But we're just going to continue to dollar cost average on the Piper plan, and we're going to make it happen. I appreciate you all. We'll be back here on Trade Intuition. I'm planning a trip to Dallas due to your statement. Come on out, Trade Intuition. T.I. Joe, you are always welcome. We'll catch you guys back here on Monday. Don't forget to tune into OC tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with trade setups with OC Guy. Monday morning, BC Port Corporate be back with Good Morning Crypto. And then we'll be back here at 10 a.m. bringing you guys the news, charts, the headlines, the macro, everything you need to have knowledge, because knowledge is profit. FOMC next week. Stay tuned. It's going to happen. And probably getting that rate cut. And we'll catch you guys next week. Enjoy your weekend. Touch some grass. Spend time with your loved ones. And remember what's important in this world. I promise it's not your portfolio. It's the family and loved ones around you. Catch you guys next time. Trade safe. Stay primed. Peace, love, profits. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Later, guys.
That's the rap. Chart stack data never lie. Piper led the mission, OC in the sky. Spaghetti on the screen, but the vision stay prime. Chart prime visual, signals on time. Alumni strong, we built from the grind. Lessons in the market that'll outlive time. Knowledge is profit, you know how we run. Till the next one, stay sharp, get it done.
You can't handle the truth. Emotional damage.
We'll see you at the next
They don't
one.
know what the fuck they're doing.
Morning market report out. 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 Out.
Boom shakalaka.
We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report out. We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report. Ow.
That was awesome, dude.
Hey, it didn't break. What else you got?